Okay, I should be recording now. Hello, I am Brandon Morales, part of Global History and Culture 1, Section 1, with instructor Peter Hannon, and this is Rafael Morales. He is my father, but for the sake of the recording, I will be calling him Rafael and for a proper interview. So, welcome, Rafael.
Hi, Brian. Hi, brother.
With this project, it's called Globalization, and the purpose of this project is to be interviewing someone born from outside of the United States and to get a sense of their culture growing up and compare and contrast their life and experiences to anyone that would have been living inside the United States. Um, for some small background, you are from Mexico, more specifically Jalisco, and I want to ask you just about your life growing up and your experiences, and maybe some good stories and advice to give so that people who are unfamiliar with Mexican culture can get a sense of what life outside the United States would have been. So, is there anything you wanted to say at first for yourself?
No, not really. You just can go ahead and see what you want to know about me.
Okay. So to start, Raphael, I want to ask what was attractive about the United States?
Well, first, money. I heard that there was a lot of work here, and the value of the money, that's a big difference than the value of Mexico. So that's what was attractive to me.
And growing up in that time, what was like the work ethic like? When you say
What you
money,
mean?
when you say money, was there anything along the side of like coming to the United States because there was more money, or the money meant more?
No, actually, it was a lot of opportunities for people like me that don't have a specific skills, and you still can find a job and make more money. Just that you have an idea where you make 1 hour in the States, you make it on 1 day on Mexico. So that's a big difference.
Okay, that loosely ties into another question I was going to ask. Were you pulled to come to the United States then, from opportunity, or what was the main driving force that brought you to the United States outside of money?
Just I was kind of too young to find a job there, and I don't have a big education. Or I didn't have a high school, so stuff like that. So over here, you still find a job. You're doing a different thing. So that's what I really want. I just wanted to work and earn money.
Okay. Was there anything that you miss about Mexico?
Well, the family first, and then the food.
The food?
Yeah,
With with your family, were you able to retain some of your family in the United States, or did everyone stay in Mexico?
no, I came by myself when I first got here. I was only 18. I was 17, almost 18. So I came by myself.
Okay. And then, well, you mentioned something else with the food. One of my other questions was if there was something that you missed, I'd assume food would be one of them.
Yes, food and family, and very much the weather too. I only see snow on some the movies, but over here was a real thing. That's on my first winter here. I learned that it's cold in Chicago.
Okay. So would you go back to Mexico and maybe stay?
No, that was my dream in the beginning. Just come here for a little while, earn some money, maybe start business back there. But no, that's over 40 years ago. So, I'm not going back to live there now.
A lot of time has stayed from you coming from Mexico into the United States. You said 40 years. Um, what was the main reason to stay? Is it still mo more money or?
No, actually, I got married here. Then I started a family. I started, buying houses, and you know, I kind of have my American dream here, but I'm not just have a one American dream. I have more than American dream. So I'm satisfied with the opportunity that I have here. I probably didn't have from Mexico.
Okay. You mentioned about the American dream. As a Mexican born man, what would be the Mexican dream?
Say it again. What with the Mexican what?
The Mexican dream. Just because I'm comparing, you say you're satisfied the American dream. That's just interesting because of, well, you're Mexican and you grew up Mexican. I wonder what has changed through the years.
Well, I heard a lot of people coming from other different countries that American dreamers have their own house. So when I say, yeah, I have more than once. So on Mexico, the Mexican dream, I don't know what that would be. Probably just be your own boss. I mean, have your own business, and that would be the American dream. But I've been living here now not 40 years, almost 50. So I didn't know much about Mexico anymore.
Do you visit as much as you like?
Yes, I visit very often, but the only thing is that I didn't find the same Mexico, the same country that I was 50 years ago. Now it's not the same. It's different. Too much trouble.
Too much trouble. One of my questions I would have asked is, would you go back to Mexico to stay? It's too much trouble to even think about staying.
Now, because I don't know if you heard or you know about what it was Colombia on the 80s. There was a lot of cartels, and now it wasn't safe for them on the 80s. So now it's kind of bad on Mexico with all the cartels and all that trouble.
Do you think that might change anytime soon, or are the politics kind of set?
Well, I wish, but it's gonna take time. It took time on Colombia, and I think it's gonna take time on Mexico.
Where do you think that started from?
That I don't know, but
No,
I think that's the same people when some of the when kind of it was over in Colombia, then they started on Mexico, and it just got worse.
no, okay, that's it sounds like you've had a lot of time throughout the years to adjust yourself into the American culture. Um, how have you adjusted?
Well, it wasn't hard for me because over here I have a job, uh, enough to support my family, and support the house living, and help my kids grow up. I have four boys, like and they all have a chance to go to school. And one thing that I feel proud about it, the American dream, is that I never have to pay rent, after I'm married. So you guys never heard somebody say, hey, knock someone on the door. I'll come here to collect the rent. So you never learned that. So I think I did it pretty good. So I adjust easy to America.
I don't know. It's nice to see how your boys grew up. Would you credit that to American schooling? Like, would they have had the same opportunity with Mexican education versus American education?
Well, in Mexico, we have schools. We have for grammar schools. We have for even maybe high school, but after that, you gotta be rich in order to go to school. So over here, I think the government is doing pretty good. They they let you, have money to go to school and you pay after you graduate. We don't have that in Mexico, so I think it's easy, and some of you guys, taking advantage of that, and you're gonna pay money. You're gonna pay money back to government, but they first let you have the money, and then when you earn the money, then you start paying them. With maybe I don't know about the interest, but I don't think it's too high.
You would say maybe it's opportunity that's different with education then.
Yeah, very much. Don't get me wrong. There is a chances to go to school in Mexico and all that, but only that's only for few people, and mostly the problem is money.
How does the food compare?
The food, well, you can find anything here on the states that that we have in Mexico. The only difference is not the same because over here, most of the food, you gotta take from the freezer, and over there, most of the food is fresh. I mean, it's a daily thing. You know, they you get the meat on the morning, and then on the night they be cooking. So that's fresh meat and fresh vegetable, fresh everything.
Fresh everything is the do you think that weighs heavily into the economy?
What do you mean a specific?
If there's a constant turnaround for fresh food and demand, if everything is always made by the day and not stayed too much refrigerated, you think that's more helpful to the economy because of, higher demand of food, or do you think maybe there goes a lot of waste?
No, I don't think there goes a lot of waste. It's just the system that they don't have to, get the food or get the meat and then keep it on the freezer for so long. I think it's just the system. They work daily.
By my understanding, you have a restaurant that's been successful for throughout the years. This helps sustain your family. Um, the food intake, is it always every other day that you're getting more and more meat, or is that a different circumstance?
No, no, no. It's actually that's every day. That's why I know that everything is fresh. And yeah, the good thing about their restaurant is that it's been there for so long, for over 60 years. So I have 20 years on that place, but the place has been for over 60 years. So that's why it's good business.
That's really nice to hear. Do you imagine it'll be the same story with the restaurant for the next few years? Just keep it going, turn out good food, the economy will balance itself out over time?
Well, if I went for 60 years already, so just don't change anything. Just do the way they've been management, and let them do it what they know.
What in your time in the United States, just to shift away further, what skills learned in the United States do you think would prove invaluable to Mexico?
Well, I learned to be a mechanic, and I used to work for printing companies and binderies for I did it for 20 years, so that's my skill, being a machine operator. And then after 25 years of experience, then I joined the construction business. So I work for myself, and I opened my own company, and that's what I've been doing for the last 25 to 30 years.
Did you already have the skills before the United States, or did you learn in the United States?
No, I learned everything here. I came here only when I was 17, 18, like I said before. So I learned everything here.
Who taught you?
You know, I start from the bottom. You know, I just start learning as a helper, and then kind of sneaking, and then they want to teach me to be a mechanic. And on the construction, I very much start, fixing my own house, and then my other buildings, and then I say, why I not quit my job and start construction? And yeah, I start myself. For that, nobody teach me that. I wish I would went to some places, so go to school for, but I didn't. So I learned the hard way.
What other adjustments have you had to make throughout the years?
Adjustments like what?
Like, for example, Spanish is the native language in Mexico, and in the United States, it's mostly English dominant. Like, was there a hard language barrier to learn English, or adjustments like that? What did you have to learn, possibly the hard way?
Well, wow, everything. On the beginning, I mean, I start from scratch. I only know a few words when I came to the States, and right away I found out that I have to learn the language. But back then, among '70s, it wasn't too much facilities teach teach English and Spanish. So I learned from the books. I have a recorder, and then on early '80s, I went to school, and I find out that my English was kind of was screwed up. So I went to school for a while, and then I say, okay, everything's straight now.
How much education did you have in the United States versus what you left Mexico?
Well, but over there, I only went to grammar school, a little bit of a high school, but then over here, I just got the GED. I think you call it the shortcut to high school. So that's far as I went.
Is there a reason that you had limited education?
Yeah, I did consider more important make money to support my family. Like as you know, uh, my dad passed away when I was 5, so it was not easy for us in Mexico. So I started working when I was 12, making money for my family. So I moved to different cities in Mexico. And then when I reached 17, then I moved to the States. But I wasn't thinking about school, just make money to support my family. That's why I didn't have a higher education.
No, but hey, it clearly worked out. You became educated throughout the years. How do you weigh that the formal education versus experience?
Well, I remember one of my teachers on GED on Benito Juarez High School, and I learned from him from a few words. He says, "On United States, there's two ways to make money. You work hard or you work smart. So working hard, you make money. By working smart, you make more money." So I said, okay, so I think I've been working hard. I wanted to work smart. And, I try my best to survive, not working hard, working smart.
Hey, and now you're able to let your sons be the smart workers and collect some free royalties later down the line.
I think, I did it okay. I did it okay on my years.
Oh, it's really nice to hear, stepping aside from the fatherly role and now that you could just sit back. Do you think you'll still get to enjoy your retirement or oh,
I still do. I still do a lot. Few work, especially helping my sons. Oh, they buy a house, but that's a lot of there's a lot of needs for the house, and they always goes, "Hey, did you know how to do this? Do you know how?" I say, "Oh, okay, here you go." So I do for them, and
do
I
you
don't
think
make
that's a
no money
part of
on
sorry,
them. Yeah,
I
so
was
you
gonna
should
say
try to get your own house soon because before I get too old.
right? Um, I was gonna kind of come in. Do you think that's a part of Mexican culture then to always be working even when retired?
I mean, I think we're here too on the States because work is healthy. I mean, when you're young, sometimes you're thinking about retirement. Oh, I wish I retired and don't do anything. That's wrong. You still gotta keep busy and live your life. Otherwise, you're not gonna live for too long. Just stay busy.
Would you want your what would you want your best advice to be then? If you were to go back in time and talk to yourself from the 70s and 80s, what would you hope or what would you have loved to have known back then?
I wish that somebody give me the advice or told me, "Hey, you're young enough that you can still go to school and make a career, and you still have a make money, and that I will have a career or something." But you know, that's too late now. But I think I did a pretty good surviving.
No, it's really good. You want to look forward up ahead. How soon did you become a father?
How soon did I become what father?
Yeah.
Oh, I was 25. But back then, by 25, I have my first building. So I think that's why I say I think I did it pretty good.
Do you think that opportunity might still exist now in today's age and economy?
I think it's easier now. You just have to be smart because you make more money, you have a more chances to work money. Just that you have an idea. Back on the 70s, I used to make 2 hours an hour for work. Now people make 15, $20 an hour. So I say I can save a lot of money. And I still save money with the $2 then 253. You raises on the companies, it was like 10 cents. And you gotta fight for with the unions and stuff. So I think it's easier now. Just have to be smart.
Is there something about the Americans that you wish was more Mexican?
Uh, I don't know. I don't think no, I don't think maybe the weather. Maybe the only thing is the weather that I wish that we have that over here because if you go to the south, it's too hot, and here on the north, it's too cold. So I don't know, but Mexico, the whole country, nice weather. So that's what I would bring to the States.
Is there anything that Americans should know more about Mexico? Because I believe you briefly touched about like some of the politics and how just the times have changed. Is there anything that's like and I'm more so speaking about like Mexican Americans versus like, those who were born outside of like Mexico. So such as
And
like in the case for me, I'm first generation born from Chicago, but my heritage comes, through Mexico. What would someone like me have to know about just the Mexican?
I just I don't know. You already can see that on my own experience. Yes, if you don't work smart, work hard, but work. It is nothing to really learn from Mexico. I think a lot of things Mexico have to learn from the United States. Is that answer your question?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of other
Yeah,
things.
you have to work hard, work smart, but work.
What skills from the United States do you think would translate really well into Mexico?
What do
Like,
you
do you,
mean skills? The ones that I learned?
yeah,
Oh,
like having a restaurant in Mexico versus in my case where I help run a restaurant here in the United States, would you think the people would still treat the same?
yeah, business are business, you know. When you run a business, you just have to learn. First thing you have to know that clients always have the right. They always right. Even if they're wrong, you gotta
Mhm.
treat them right. Sometimes they're wrong, but you're not gonna lose a customer because they have a bad day or something. Just be nice to them all the time.
Kindness is universal is the lesson that I would learn from that.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I mean, you need the customers in order to have business. I don't care if it's a construction, it's a restaurant, or it's anything, you know, you need customers.
If this isn't too personal, I wanted to ask about growing up, um, you adopted a religion, correct?
What do you mean I'm a doctor religion?
Were you born of a certain religion?
Well, when I was a kid, you know, I was baptized. It's a Catholic. So Mexico, back then, I think 98% was Catholic. So, you know, every time it born a child, they take it to baptize to make it Catholic. Yeah, I become a Jehovah Witness on my 30s here in the United States. So I'm one of the elders for the religion, and you know, I've been uh, I've been on that religion for almost 40 years. So yeah.
You said you're an elder. Can you describe more about your duties or the responsibilities you hold?
Just you have an idea. An elders, an elder is like how do I say? They call him a father on the Catholics. They call him pastor on different one, reverend. That's a position with you have like you say the power to marry two persons. You have the power to go into jails or places that, and that's a lot of responsibility with the congregation. So yeah, I cannot go in details in all duties. And one of the things that people maybe don't understand when they heard about Jehovah's Witness, they call them an elder, not because of your age. You can become an elder on 25, you know, if you if you're good and you learn and then you practice and if you join like over you can become an elder after maybe at least 7 years of become an adult.
What was it about that religion that attracted you to it?
I start learning first to become a witness. You gotta learn the Bible, and then you choose to become a witness. So the main thing is find out the truth about the Bible. Because if you heard a lot of religions, everybody says they have the truth, but you gotta prove it. So yeah, that's what like say. I'm not gonna start on details, but that's what attracted me. They not just learn the Bible; they have to practice what they learn.
Growing up, there was that influence of the Jehovah's Witness in our household. Um, would you say that it was important for the child's upbringing? Like, where we were growing up, like in certain neighborhoods, um, how important was the religion with growing up?
Well, I think religion is part of what the whole cultures, different different religions, but I think if you really practice, it's a good thing for families. But being a Jehovah's Witness is one of the things that you learn, and everybody learn that nobody forced you to become a witness, and nobody forced you to live like a witness. It have to be your own choice.
No, I would say that there was always that comfort level to experience. I just wanted to tie in religion with the fact because it's relevant to our class as well, with lots of different cultures having their own religion. You know, we studied recently about wars being fought over religion. It's comforting that right now we're just in a pretty sophisticated time of our life where we don't have to worry about you know, bad engagements or any bad stories. You know, all that being said, throughout the years, has there ever been any scary moments of preaching or being in a neighborhood, or did you always have the comfort of God?
I mean, there is a lot of experience. You go door by door. That's one of the things that everybody know that we do. And yeah, most of the time, if people not wanted to listen to us, they just say, no, I'm not interested. But yeah, I never been on a situation, that has been hard from like you risking my life or stuff like that. No, not never been that difficult.
Part of the reason I focus so much on the side of the religion is because you said most of the Mexican identity follows with Catholicism and the Catholic religion. Have you found yourself with any culture clashes with other Mexicans, or has there been a genuine respect for just
No, most of the time you build respect because the first thing you learn here that's if you wanna people to respect you, you have to respect them first. So that's what I'm trying to do my whole life, trying to be respect. Even before I know the religion, I always respect people, and I find out that if I want people that respect me, I have to respect them first. So it wasn't hard for me. It wasn't a secret. I've been doing good for now.
no, it's amazing. Um, Recently, within the last few years, there was a bit of a danger to the Mexican culture. For example, like Donald Trump and his presidency, he made a campaign that, to put it lightly, kind of hurt a lot of the Mexican culture, put a target. Did you feel any subjugation? Like, did anyone ever like kind of hurt you for being a Mexican, or did you just was it within the culture to just move along?
No, I just move along. I don't put attention to people like that talks bad about somebody else. So for the culture, for the color, or for anything, I just don't put attention. And I know it's going to be a lot of people like that. So that's why he's so famous, so great, because he's rich and aggressive. And there is a lot of people. He got a lot of followers, but I didn't put no attention to that.
It's kind of tying back to the very beginning where money is always the universal call. People pay attention to where the money's at. And, that man was a businessman for a reason. Um, it was just one thing that I just felt like was closely tied. And I was just curious to get your impact. Um, with only a couple minutes left in the interview, I just wanted to ask, is there anything that you wish would change with Mexico now?
I'm not going to say the government or any thing because No, I just hope that there won't be too much cartels leading, in different states and making difficult for some places. Don't get me wrong, Mexico still be a good place to visit, especially with places like Cancun, Vallarta, and all those places, Cabos. They're safe over there. They're safe, but that's some other states and so many people involved with the cartels that I wish that changed soon, that we can feel safe when we visit Mexico.
Okay, and I guess my last question would be, um, do you think it would be the best for your next generation? You've seen your sons grow up, and soon you'll be a grandfather within the next coming years. Do you think it's the best for them to stay in the United States?
Yeah, I mean, they on the right place. That's why I wanted to stay here, and that's why we came here and we stay here. So yeah, so don't think
Excellent.
about it other places.
No, it just about answers about everything I was looking for. Thank you so much, Rafael Morales. I just wanted to quickly mention again that this is an interview for Global History and Culture 1, Section 1, with instructor Peter Hannon. I am Brandon Morales, that was interviewing Rafael Morales, native born of Jalisco, Mexico. Thank you so much,
Okay,
Rafael. If there's
no
any
problem.
lasting comments you'd like to make, this would be the perfect time.
All right, no, just whenever you need something from me, anytime, I'm here for you.
Thank you, Ted.
All right, so bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome.